So we are going to look at how to find the length of strings and sequences. So if you want to find the length of strings, or in other words, the number of characters that make up a string, then we use the len function. Let me show you how. Let's just use this again. My string equals hello world. If I want to get the length, I'll just use the len function. Len. And then I'll indicate my string. So I'll have 11 here. Okay. Now, before I proceed with this, let me say that all these activities here, you can also assign them to variables, but it's something that we are going to look at later on. Now, let's get back to the length of the strings and sequences. So if you have this, it's 11. If you're a beginner, you may be tempted to say that the number of characters here, the length is 10, because we have hello 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, world 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you are supposed to get 10. But we have 11. This is because a space is also a character in Python. Okay, so all the alphabets here have been counted plus the space character. Okay, plus the space character. Then that is what gives us the length. Everything in total. That's what it is. So bear in mind that in addition to the alphabet, there are other characters that Python also includes whenever it's counting or finding the length of strings. So take note of that. Okay, so now we can proceed. Now let's switch to a DNA sequence. Let's type this. Let's say DNA again. Let's just use this one here. Or you can also use your own DNA sequence. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Okay, this is 7. So if you want to find the length, then it becomes len DNA. So it will give us 7. Okay. So that's how you find. So in other words, we have what? 7 bases. Okay, this sequence is made up of 7 bases or 7 nucleotides. Okay, so now we can continue. So one of the reasons why it's important to learn programming is that in a number of cases, you may not have this short sequence. You will have maybe a sequence which is very long. And so in that case, you can't count. It will be difficult to count. And that is where programming comes in. Let's take a look at this situation here. If you take a sequence like this, I'll just type everything here. I'll copy everything here. Okay, I have a sequence like this, which is very long. So it's going to be very challenging trying to count. But with the len function here, you can count it. So we have 460 nucleotides or bases. Okay, so this is the power of programming. You can assign this operation also to a variable. So you can just say length of sequence equals, and you say len DNA. So then you can use this value later on. You can say, let's say print length of sequence. And then you have 460. So you can use this operation. So for example, if let's say you want to get the GC content, then you have to count the number of GCs divided by the length multiplied by 100 or whatever. And then, so in that situation, you can just assign this operation to a variable and then later on compute the percentage GC. Okay, so that's how we find the length of sequences. Now let's check for the presence or absence of characters or substrings or subsequences, if we call it that way as well.